2, 1.
Ugh.
Hi, YouTube.
Hi, Dave, and who's our Jerry's? Yeah, Jerry. Hi, Jerry.
Yeah.
How's it going? How are you doing? Doing good? Is the week going good? That's good. Anyway, I'm gonna get some fucking music going so we can start this.
Let's get it.
We're gonna toss on Empire, and I'll have both of you guys roll for not for initiative. We're not there yet.
I swear, you're putting on my PTSD music.
It's not intentional, okay? It's just a really good song. Also, I have to restart it because apparently Firefox hates this song.
Oh my. Okay. Wow. I wish I rolled even remotely near that last session.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh at that.
I'm not bitter. You're bitter.
Listen, do you know how many rage fests I've had over this? Where I yelled at Hunter the other day in the car. I was so mad.
I mean,
I'm so bitter that I got knocked on my ass and couldn't do anything and just had to watch. It's the worst.
Well, that's exactly my point. That's why JJ doesn't have to be here right now, because I don't want him to just be like.
Well, I was debating whether to ask whether or not we were going to have a session today, because, you know, you saying yes or no would kind of be an indicator as to whether Schmitty would have a, you know.
No, we got some
Have
time
a-
while
have a
Schmitty's on
play.
vacation. I mean, you guys have gotten, like, tips and tricks here and there. You know, like, there was some light alluding to the fact that, like, yeah, you can bring him back, but do you got the money for it? Do you have enough time to actually do it before it's too late? Blah, 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 you know. Oh, God, I just realized how much of a shell shock this is going to be to, like, everybody that Pallucius died. Holy fuck.
Keep up.
Okay, Pippa, did you roll for initiative?
Recap? Yes, I did. I got a 4. Jail
Oh.
got an 18. Aren't you proud? We're changing it up.
All right.
Yep.
For the
Let's switching things up,
first
yeah.
time in 35 years, Pippa, would you please let us know what happened last time on Convergence?
The session began with Pippa asking a simple question of who is Stella to Cairo, who had called her that in the session before. Cairo tensed up, locked down, and refused to speak about it, which in turn, Penelope started getting agitated and finally snapped and just stepped away. After looting the bodies, Pallucius came to realize that these are kids, like no older than 15. So, Cairo once more had Pallucius stealth forward, make sure that no one else was hiding in the forest and trees and yada yada. We got to the 12-foot fence, and the idea was merely to let Pallucius peek over, see what we were working with. Cairo boosted him up, and Pallucius, in all his infinite wisdom, decided it's fine and jumped down, missing nearly 10 arrows in 10 arrows, the lucky son of a gun. But after that, Pippa and Cairo had come in, and kind of hard to fight kids and not want to talk them down instead. Something seems to have shifted in the kids, however, when their boss had arrived with 2 rapiers in hand, things turned very sharply. With no healing left for the other 2 and Pippa unconscious, it was not a fun fight. And when Cairo retreated, withdrew from the altercation to try and keep himself from going down, Pallucius, in return, went down. And he is currently not alive. Cairo played dead. The fight did shift when the previously not great group of the Rogue, the Bard, and the Fightarian came back to help, or probably hoping we had died to take whatever we had and the ship in itself, but after Cairo had taken the Wand of Cure Wounds, healed himself up, he, in all honesty, was very tempted to stab the Bard who was looting Pippa, which still brings me a little bit of a rage bubble. After getting caught and talking, Cairo was able to find out that you can bring people back for a cost. So he slung Pallucius over his shoulders and grabbed Pippa, all their stuff, and his last line was, "Thank you, I hope I never see you again," or something. Or, "Have a good day, I hope I never meet you again."
That was for their sake.
After which, Cairo slung Pallucius over his horse, and he cracked. The first signs of something deeper affecting him, and grief, possibly.
I don't think it actually came through on the recording, but I did a really good scream there.
Yeah, you peaked.
Yeah. Dang it!
After his moment where he calms himself down, he healed up Pippa, brought her back. From there, it devolved into pain, disbelief, tears, and, you know, the typical emotions that happen with grief. And Pippa didn't know what to do, and all she could do was hope and pray. And so she prayed. However, as her words finished and floated off with the breeze, Cairo collapsed. And now, Cairo is in a strange room. A room with stains that
Sorry, guys.
move diagonal and straight. And that's what happened last session, DM. We lost a valuable companion. We're having emotional breakdowns, and now Cairo is unconscious in a very, very strange place.
He's unconscious a lot more than I thought he would be this campaign. And not from combat.
Yeah.
Apologies for that brief interruption. All right. So, albeit that I missed the last like 6 seconds of it, good recap as always, and the party gets their hero point back. I don't think there's been a single time where you guys haven't gotten it back, so like, yay.
That's because we do a good job.
Very true. Yeah.
If you just rinse and repeat what you do, every other session, just, pay attention, you'll probably get it back.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but we ended the session as you guys were getting Pallucius on his horse, or not on his horse. You were getting all the horses together, and we're getting ready to head back out into the night. Or...
We're getting ready, yes.
Yes. So we will go ahead and send you guys back on over into this small little area you were in as soon as I am able to find it. Here we are.
And yeah, Cairo, fell over or something?
Yes.
Yeah, Cairo fell over in the. Ugh.
I wasn't typing fast enough last session to catch everything in my notes, but like for some
Cairo,
reason,
yes, thank you.
yeah,
I wasn't sure if
yeah.
we actually so let's go ahead and get into. I had the page open. I wasn't sure if we got there, so I like went off of it. Uh, oh, there it is. But
We did, and I wasn't given permissions anymore. Very sad.
and I think okay. So I gave Jake I gave Cairo. Sorry, fuck me, dude. I gave him a very his token of special permission, so everybody would be able to see what was going on. So it'll be as such. Cairo, you find yourself in a very, very, very pitch black area. Something that somehow even pierces through any level of night vision. And
Sweet.
on the ground, you find this strange golden floral pattern encompassed in a cobblestone circle, and this pattern seems to be repeating every about 10 feet, as per what you can see. There are 5 candles ahead of you, scattered about in a very particular pattern, and some distinguishing features that you immediately notice is that these candles are abstractly colored. The waxes, they're in very strange, I suppose, creations. Like something was fused with the wax to turn it away from its normal color scheme. You know, that like that light faded yellow.
Interesting.
To the bottom, to the bottom right, closest to you, you find a candle that has a strong purple hue to it. It almost has an ethereal glow to it. The one to your left, closest to you, has a sort of it has a sort of brighter, almost sheet white. The one farthest to you on the left, it seems to be the normal color. It seems to have its normal wax color. Maybe the yellow is a little bit stronger in it. The one on the right seems to have multiple colors in it. It almost seems as if it sort of caresses along the color wheel, starting with warm colors, the red, orange, and yellow, and then transitioning over to the green, blues, and purples, and sort of going back to the pinks and the reds. And the one farthest away from you is a very bright blue, almost like a teal.
And this is the colors of the wax.
This is the colors of the wax. The flames themselves are all still orange yellow, sort of normal.
Right.
Normal oxygen meets whatever combustion. Yeah, normal candle.
Okay, how does Cairo find himself here? Is he like lying on the ground? Is he standing?
You find yourself standing here. Right as your head hit the ground, it's almost as if a blink occurred, and you find yourself here. You are stunned, and at that, you find that any wounds you had possessed are gone.
I see.
The room is deathly silent. Occasionally you hear a very, very minute crack.
Okay. Minute crack. Like a...
You can't quite tell. Maybe it's like a crackle from a fire or somebody stepping on a branch. It's very indiscernible.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and grab some music here.
Okay. Cairo's gonna be like,
Nope.
what the hells? Where am I? Hello? Any response?
Unfortunately not.
Okay. Based on that, though, this almost looks like a like a like a tile floor or something like that. And if I know tile, it kind of echoes. Does his voice kind of like, does it come back to him like he's in a very large space, or in a...
You pay attention to it, and it's almost as really there's not like an echo or a reverberation. You try calling out once more, and it it sounds like it's relatively close to when you actually speak.
I see.
The voice, your voice almost comes back hollow, if that makes any sense.
Huh. Okay. Kyra's gonna be like, can't see a thing. He's going to,
For this case, will move you. I would like for you to explain it to me up, down, left, or right.
Okay, got it. Well, first, he's going to be like, I can't see a thing. Does he have his backpack with him?
He does.
Okay.
You open up your backpack, and all of the gear is there.
All right. Yeah. After having shouldered it off, he's going to like feel around and find his lamp,
Sure.
or I guess it's a lantern, and he is going to use. I think you can light things with prestidigitation, can't you?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if
you
it's like a candle or something like that. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, he'll just with a snap of his fingers light the lantern and hold it up so he can hopefully get a better look around. I
Sure.
believe it is 15 feet of bright, 15 feet of dim.
Yes. That is exactly what it is. Unfortunately, as soon as I turn on bright, it's going to immediately give you your vision, so there's no point in trying to hide what's going to be present. Never mind, I lied. There you go.
Oh, hang on.
You are
Actually,
able
that would be a
to...
torch. This is a lantern.
Oh, it's 30 and 30, isn't it?
Yes.
Perfect. 30 and 30. And revealed before you
Whoa.
is a circular room with all of these tiles about. You notice that there's some blood kind of smeared across behind you and to your side, and what appears to be the remnants of something that was once burned, perhaps wood or something more. And straight ahead of you, you notice almost forcibly smeared across the ground from each of the location of the candles forms a pentagon, or some sort of star, or a pentagram, sorry, or some sort of star. In the center of it, you see what appears to be a clear glass bowl filled with, well, there's no need for imagination here on what it could be. And floating on the top of this bowl, you see a large blue flower, sort of delicately floating there, bobbing ever so slightly back and forth.
What in the world? Okay. Karu's going to kind of curiously take note of all these things. Am I seeing correctly that there is blood as well as like used embers in like the same places?
You are correctly seeing that.
Cairo's going to take note of that and just kind of... He's going to take a couple of steps forward. Where in the hells is this?
Revealed from the lantern, the light at the end of the room, You also see a large wooden reinforced chest. It is about 10 feet in length.
10 feet in length.
It,
Okay, from this distance, can he see a lock on it?
As a matter of fact, you do see a lock on it. Now, as you step forward, you start hearing indiscernible whispers. You think that your mind is just making something at first, but then suddenly it happens again, and you can't tell where this might be coming from, but you can most certainly identify that there is some thing or someone saying something to you. It sounds like a rather elderly voice, a sort of a more masculine tone.
Cairo goes, who are you? What do you want?
The whispers do not falter. You listen on for a few more moments, and eventually you can start to make out words that soon form into sentences. One of you shall suffer. One of you shall die.
My God. Ugh. Ugh. Dang it. Okay, yeah, yep, you're right, Pippa.
These words echo in your mind as you need not any sort of history check to recollect where you heard this before.
Yeah. Because we've been talking about it. Oh my gosh. All right. Cairo goes, yeah. Well, it happened, so I hope you're happy. So now what, huh?
It's almost like a melodic tune in your ears, beat for beat, repeating, not growing in intensity, not becoming more aggressive. One of you shall suffer. One of you shall die.
Where are you? He takes like a few steps forward again, just trying to. He's like doing a 360 through the room, trying to find out, where the heck this is coming from.
Cairo, as you begin to step more, you find yourself gazing ever so more at this glass bowl. You glance down at this flower, and you see before your very eyes as the tips of each petal begin to lose its color, slowly turning brown and wilting from the tips to the very middle. Eventually, it submerges into the blood.
My gosh.
And then there is a fault in this old one's voice. One of you shall suffer. One of you shall die. One of you has been betrayed. And with that, you notice that the light in the room, it doesn't dim, but it seems that a section of the room suddenly becomes a little darker. You turn around and you notice that it is the purple candle whose flames have been snuffed. The other four remain.
Okay. So the purple candle here.
Purple candle here.
Oh, I thought. Okay, all right.
I could have tinted the candles. Oh well.
That's fine. Oh gosh.
Why don't you give me a perception, Cairo?
All right, sure. We'll do perception. Proceed. Yeah, baby.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
yeah.
Never mind.
Okay. Okay. Kyra's gonna be all like, one has been betrayed. What do you mean? Who's the traitor? What? He's gonna just like call it out. What in the hells do these candles mean? He's going to walk over to the purple candle and just crouch in front of it. Gosh. 5 candles. A star of blood. A flower. I'm not good at this kind of stuff. He'll like kind of scratch his chin under his helmet, be all like, I'm going to bring him back, though. I've heard there's a way. He's coming back. No answer, huh?
The chant seems to have withdrawn. Not an immediate stop, more of a fade out. You are left with 4 candles, a bowl full of blood, and a chest at the end of the room.
Right. Gyro's gonna be like, whoever you are, I don't know what you're trying to get across to me right now, but I have things to do. He's going to start making his way around and just carefully eyeing at everything. Is there anything he notices? Are there any other doors?
When you
did anything change?
When you observed the candle, you did observe something very peculiar. There's a sort of transparency in the candle. You can sort of see fuzzily through it. You shine a light into it and you're able to kind of see the other side of wherever you're looking as you look through the candle. But inside this candle, you're able to notice something. A key. And where, opposite of the actual, I guess, not knowing what key anatomy is, the sort of the bigger part towards the back end of it has the symbolism of what appears to be a butterfly.
A butterfly. Can Cairo seek to recall any symbolism having to do with butterflies that he might know of?
What sort of a knowledge check would you like to make on that?
That's the question, isn't it?
Now, in typical Cairo fashion, I don't have to tell you what I do believe you would do.
I think Cairo's only good at a couple of things, and one of them is knowing a religion or two. So, I want to say knowledge religion, if he can recall anything having to do with butterflies in that.
Go ahead and make me a knowledge religion check.
Okay, let's see. 19.
You have a 19. Well, being that you have been traveling with different members of different faiths, in your benefit, Pippa seems to dabble in the gods a bit more than the rest. And amongst one of those gods that she had brought to your attention, one of those was Desna. Her symbol is of a beautiful blue glowing butterfly with depictions of the stars, the sun, the moon.
I see.
The Queen of the North Star, as she is known as.
Oh, gosh. The Queen of the North Star. Got it. Cairo goes, the Queen of the North Star. Cairo kind of looks at the other candles and everything. As they surround him. This one was a purple color, wasn't it?
It was.
Like ethereal purple kind of color.
Yeah. Sort of a, an outer astral planes sort of gaze out into the galaxy.
Okay. Cairo, from where he is going to okay, don't let grasshoppers bite you, bud. He's God. Cairo, from where he is, as he's looking at this, he's going to avert his gaze over to his left.
Sure. You take a look over to the
These
left.
are symbols. Yeah, and he's just gonna say, these are symbols. Desna. Could it be then? Shellen? As he looks over toward that one.
Okay.
getting ahead of myself. For every key, there is a lock. He's going to stride forward and reach out for the candle.
Apologies, which candle were you going for?
This one with the key in it.
Right. You go ahead, you reach out for it. It does not appear to be fixed. It appears to, despite having been lit, it does not appear that any of the wax is actually melted from it. You're able to pick it up just fine. Underneath is a clear circle. A circle on the ground that is unfettered, unblemished by the surrounding streaks.
Interesting. Huh. Okay. So you're telling me that this candle has a key inside of it?
Buried into the wax.
Buried into the wax. And there's a circle beneath it. Okay.
It's
As in, like,
just
that's the purposeful place that it should be.
yeah. It's like a clear spherical space that doesn't have any blood on it. It's just on the ground.
What with this? What a strange place. He kind of looks back at the like the blood streaks with like the little burned bits on them. What could have? All right, before I go doing something I'm not supposed to. Hang out a second. He's going to put it back in the circle and then walk over to this one on the top right.
Sure.
To get just a closer look at it. Primarily to see, does this also have like a transparency to it or no?
It does have a transparency to it, but you don't see a key inside of it.
Okay, no key inside of it. All right. Cairo's gaze is going to fix on the chest at the end there. He's going to go. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I need to get out of here. So he's going to go back over to this Desna candle key thing, and he's going to dig out the key.
All right. You're going to go back. You were going to do whatever measure you just had to take the key from the candle, be it just full force grasping the wax so that it separates and you have the key in your hand, or whatever tool you have at your disposal.
Of which he has many, you know.
And you take the key, with the wax now being a little scattered throughout the ground.
Kind of turns the key in his hand. Maybe Penelope will know something. Once I finally get out of this place. He's going to turn around and go over toward that lockbox.
Sure.
Over there.
You will
Please work.
proceed toward the chest. You slide the key into the lock. And you turn it. And with a click, the lock unfastens.
He just lets air escape through his teeth. Alright. He's gonna flip it up. And
The bottom
I
of
guess.
this chest on the inside is pitch black. You cannot see the bottom of it, even with your lantern. It appears to be a void.
Interesting. Okay.
After...
Here I go.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Go
yep.
ahead.
Cairo goes, not leaving me much choice here, huh? As he's just gonna reach down and try to feel around.
Yep. You feel... Sorry, I'm going to pull up my notes quick. Immersion break. Happy Father's Day, everybody.
Oh shit, it's Father's Day!
Yeah.
Yes.
Happy Father's Day, Jail!
Thank you. I got bacon.
Happy Father's Day, Daddy.
Okay.
Oh, hey Hunter! Happy Father's Day, DM!
Yeah, imagine having a
Thanks for,
imagine having a dad.
I actually...
Why?
Oh
I'm sorry.
my God.
That was uncalled for.
That was dark!
Well, we are
Funny but dark, damn.
we are in a dark setting right now, so I thought it'd fit. Cairo, you reach down and you pull up. You can't quite make it. Looks like a mask, a pure white, almost stage mask, and it has a blank expression. Typically, with amphitheaters or stages, they will have sort of a symbol
like a
of
happy or a frowny.
a happy and a frowny mask. But this one, it just appears to. It has sort of a straight mouth with oval eyes. There's nothing. There's no expression that it is portraying other than neutrality. And no matter where you hold it, you can't help but feel it stare at you. And in a stunning break of the silence, a voice calls out, "She will be betrayed." And Cairo, we're gonna stop you right there and move back onto Pippa quick. Pippa.
Oh.
Pippa,
Hi, DM. What's up?
You witness Cairo getting set to just pack up shop, and suddenly, as he tries to sort of hop onto his horse, he gets one leg up onto the stand, and suddenly he clunks over.
Pippa kind of snaps from where her emotions had her pressing against Pallucius. And it's a turn on the heels, and she's rushing and sliding to her knees to his side. Cairo, come on. Cairo, wake up. And it's panic shaking him.
He's probably not asleep because he's not shoo-me-meing.
You know, that's so right and valid, but, shut up.
Oh, God.
Get any response from Cairo DM?
Nothing. You hear him breathing through his helmet, but there is no stimulus response. He's not conscious.
Oh. Oh, I don't know how to wake you up in this moment. I think what Pippa's gonna do is hook her fingers under his helmet and try and ease it off. Um, I'm really sorry. You kind of deserve this, though. And Pippa's gonna slap him across the face to wake him up.
You smack him upside the helmet, and there's nothing.
Not the helmet. She took it off and then slapped him in the face.
Oh, okay. You give him a firm whap in the face,
Freaking 5-starred him.
and no response. You see that his cheek turns red, but nothing came of it.
Okay. You have the really bad worst timing when it comes to sleeping, Tyrell. I think there's panic, and her first thought is she's going to cast Sanctuary on him because she can't defend this. So she can't defend if something bad happens. So she's going to cast Sanctuary.
Okay.
And I think in this moment, Pippa just kind of curls up by his side and just breaks. And she doesn't hide anything and just sobs and cries. And she tries to keep it quiet to not alert anyone else surrounding. But she's shaking and terrified. And I don't know what else she can't do.
Alright. And Pippa, after some time, not knowing what to do, racing with thoughts, suddenly coming from Cairo is a sharp and loud as he spikes awake away from you. Cairo, you find yourself...
Theater masks! Huh?
I think you got the idea.
Okay. All right. Penelope? He says questioningly.
Just what happened?
No, one second I was getting ready, and the other I was somewhere else. Hang on, did I go anywhere? Did I disappear?
You're just unconscious. Oh, Pippa's gonna kind of place the helmet that had been in her lap and kind of hold it out to him limply.
Pippa.
Yeah?
As you're interacting with Cairo, you notice that there's something by his side that you had not seen previously. There appears to be a sort of a white masquerade mask, or a white stage mask, with a blank expression by his side. They're sort of sitting in the snow.
Can I see white on white? I don't know.
This isn't pure white. It's more of a it's more of like a parchment paper white. You know, white with a little bit of like brown and yellow like tint.
No, DM, you misunderstand. I can't see those tints. I can only see white.
Oh, right, you can't.
So can I see that mask in the snow that's also white? Do I see like the outline of it?
I think you'd be able
Or
to. I think you'd be able to see like details and shadows.
Okay, cool. Yeah, these are the questions we have to truly ask.
Yeah.
Contrast.
You're totally right.
I think Pippa's gonna glance at it and then back at him. And then, okay, well, describe the room, I guess.
Well, it was some kind of weird chamber. I don't know. There were candles, and they were kind of in this weird star shape in front of me, and they had different colors, and there was a line between all of them, so it outlined the star, but it was made of blood, and then in the middle was some kind of bowl with a flower in it, and I didn't really know what to make of it.
That's I DM,
Yes.
in all of Pippa's infinite wisdom, have I ever in either history, arcana, in religion texts that count experience with the divine, have I ever come across anything like what Cairo is describing?
Not particularly, no.
Well, there's not even a roll for it, oh god.
There's not any sort of religious symbolism. There's nothing about the planes that you've heard. Um, you know that in, I guess, the quote unquote dreamscape, the dream realm, there is no sort of definitive theme for it. Most of it is, I guess, in itself sort of like a chaos realm, right? Random things will manifest and then unmanifest elsewhere. There's no rhyme or reason to something like it.
Okay. Oh, I have no idea. I don't know what to do right now. And questions I don't have answers right now. I am so far out of my depths. Okay. Is there anything else besides... Is there anything that could give us details on what it could have been? What could have been involved?
Kara goes, yeah, there was, but he's going to quickly take his helmet and begin putting it on. There's one thing she might notice before he gets it back on his head, DM.
And what's that?
Check your chats, my good DM.
Pippa,
Yeah?
there's something off about Cairo. Maybe he did something when you weren't looking, or it's been a while since he's had his helmet off, but you swear that there's something different about his face. He doesn't have any other scars. His eyes haven't changed color. He has all of his teeth. His hair.
But
It's usual. Was it like a brunette? I think it was a brunette.
Cairo, it's like peppery dark brown, I
Okay.
believe.
His usual full dark brown hair appears to No, actually, I can't. I can't explain. Actually, Kyra, you know what? I can't explain that to her because she can't see color.
So, if this is what happened before, that Cairo's hair is far more grayish, I would imagine that for Pippa, his hair is black. And she can see the shift from the white tips to the black and can see them growing whiter, if that's what this is about.
I gotta talk in the lens of somebody that is colorblind. Sorry. Yes, his usual dark hair seems to be shimmering a color more closely resembling the snow.
Cairo,
Fine.
can I ask you something? And please just is there something that I need to know? Something that's keeping you from talking about yourself in any meaningful detail?
Cairo, as she's talking, he is currently like feeling up under his helmet as he's getting the strap in place or whatever, and as she's asking this, because his head is tilted up, his eyes are kind of just trained on her, from I think you know what I'm saying. Um, and when he finishes, he goes, "Yeah, kind of." And he kind of like gets a knee under himself before he like looks back into her eyes, and there's just like a uh, an unusual kind of glint in his stormy gray eyes uh, as he goes, "We can talk more in a few minutes, but there's a few things that we need to do."
Getting out of here would be a good one.
It would.
The Church of Torag should have someone who's capable of bringing Pallucius back.
Very well. But before we go, there's I don't think Pallucius would want for this to be a total failure. I'm going to search for something to cover him with. Something that I can just throw out. If and when we, you know.
It's
And
not an if.
okay. Yeah. And maybe if they have some spices to help preserve him. But I don't know how much time we have for this kind of thing. I've never had to deal with someone dying, but that there's a possibility of bringing them back.
We have a few days. I think 5 at the 5 at the minimum. It's a strong spell. We'll be able to bring him back. But we have to be fast. And he'll need time to recuperate, but he should be fine.
I really hope so. He says as his eyes just kind of trail over to Pallucius, and he goes, "All right. It's a shame, though, because all of these poor children are just gonna be left to the forest.
If we have time. I didn't want to leave them. If we're already going back to the encampments, then let's bury them where they decided to lay down their lives. It's gonna shift to her knees in the snow. And it's kind of without even thinking, she hooks her fingers into the eye holes of the mask. And it's just tucked into the bag of holding like it's nothing. And she's gonna tug Pumpkin Bread's reins, and she's gonna start doing what Cairo did to Pallucius and trying to hoist the kids over the horse's back. And for just a moment, she kind of just stares at Pallucius. And then goes, I was hoping to be the only one who had died once. You are. And I continue on what she was doing.
Okay.
Is that something Cairo catches?
It's not spoken quietly. It's kind of just spoken to the breeze.
Okay. Cairo blinks a couple of times and tries to make sure he heard that correctly before following suit. Yeah, they're going to haul in these bodies of these kids and go as he just kind of goes. Why'd you have to go and do something like that, you fools? And yeah, with the aid of the horses, they should be able to get these guys in pretty easily.
Are you just going for the ones that are outside the base, or are you going for the ones that are inside as well?
We're bringing them into it.
Okay. Alright. So we'll say with the horses you are able to start hauling all of these soldiers, we'll call them, into the little outpost that was made. So
Alright.
we will haul you guys back over, and as you guys are approaching, you are greeted by the sound of sobbing. Let me go ahead and just try and get you all as bunched up together as I can.
Yep. Okay, well, they're bringing them in through the gate, so.
Yep, you go down, and as you're about to enter the gate, you see that one of the children that was a part of this combat stands over the fallen comrades of his, and you take a second and you kind of ponder and you realize that this is one of the children that Pallucius knocked unconscious. It was the only one that was knocked unconscious. It seems he's finally awoken. You see that his clothes are torn, you see that he is shivering, and he is deep in mourning.
Okay. Well, wordlessly, Cairo is going to be bringing in the bodies of the others and laying them next to the other bodies.
All right.
He's not sneaking in or anything, okay? He's walking past this dude like you would anyone.
This person, this kid, he doesn't seem to acknowledge you as you guys come in. You see him raise his head slightly. He was sort of sobbing over one in particular, but as he heard you guys walk in, he kind of just keeps his head up, and his outbursting cries sort of turn into sniffles. I'll give you guys free range of motion to move how you please.
You know, Cairo, after he's got the last body laid down, he's going to go, "Hey kid, you got a shovel?"
This kid's gonna look up at you, and you see that his eyes are strangely this strong yellow color. He takes a couple of seconds, and you see that he's sort of studying your helmet. He then stands up and proceeds towards towards one of the tents. You see him go in, come out with the shovel in hand, and he walks back down, and he's going to say, "Captain, he said we were going to have to use this for this exact reason one day. I didn't imagine it would have been all of them. I didn't imagine that would be all that's left."
That wasn't how we imagined it either. As the last one.
Oh, go ahead.
Please, man. There's people who don't want to do this. I get it. You guys probably had orders. But you're just kids. And this isn't something any kid should undergo. I should be one to talk. That one over there, I killed myself. 'Cause I got desperate. Your commander over there, he was a toughie. And I don't know all the details, but if you know what's good for you, after all of these guys are interred and everything, try to find somebody who's gonna at least try to talk first. 'Cause this didn't have to happen. We're gonna go into that house there. We're gonna find who's responsible for this camp. In fact, we came here for an investigation. So, that other group that walked off, they were just here for money. But we're here to try to fix things. So was my pal back there, as he jabs his thumb back over toward the horses where Pallucius is. And if anybody shouldn't have died, it was him. You understand?
In a bit more of a calm demeanor, he, still averting your gaze, just gives a slight head nod.
For what it's worth, I'm glad you made it out alive. Kara's going to just start walking past him and is going to pat him on the shoulder. And then I guess they're going to go to the big house there, because that looks like it's got a bunch of supplies in and around it. And there's one other thing Cairo would like to do while he's there, once they find some supplies.
Sure.
See if they have any documents, any parchments, anything, any records.
Sure. So, as you walk past those, you can feel free to move of your own volition.
Okay, well, Pippa had started moving first, and I don't know if she still wanted.
I will describe, though, as you guys walk past these crates, you notice that all of the crates have been opened. And Cairo, you know that they were opened from the other party that was here.
Yeah.
You are able to find in these, you see water skins that have been frozen over, presumably full. You see rations, once again frozen. You see torches, you see sorts of adventuring gear, pythons, rope. You see traps, such as bear traps and snares, and a couple of nets. These in the back do not exist. These were the supplies that the others had taken.
I see. Are there any trace amounts of it? Or did they take, like, the whole boxes?
They took the whole crates.
Right, okay. Yep, that makes sense. Yep. Alright, so yeah, they got all that. But yeah, they're gonna look for something to cover Pallucius with. I don't know if they're gonna... Yeah, with them as, like, ill-equipped as they were, there probably aren't any good spices to try to preserve his body.
In the crates, no.
Yeah. And then they are going to probably, I think, take a look around the main building here.
Sure.
To see if there's anything else that can be found.
You head inside of the main building?
Yeah.
Okay. You head on inside, and this is it's a rather lavish interior for it being a sort of a main hut for an outpost. You see spices and food hanging up along the walls, of much higher quality than that of the rations that you had seen in the crates. You see small little piles of coin, of all kinds, sort of scattered around a couple of tables. You see lit candles. You can identify some ever-burning torches that are hung up around the area. You see it's like a little footlocker at the base, at the foot, of the only bed that is in the far left room. You specifically mentioned you're looking for any sort of like documents or anything like that. At the surface, at just scanning, you don't see anything. You do see an inkwell and an ink pen sitting presumably at a desk in that sort of bedroom area, but you don't seem to notice any documents.
Okay. At least not initially, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is this a one-story?
This is a one-story building.
Okay. Penelope, would you please help me take a deeper look around this place? There's no way he doesn't have any sort of documentation. I can tell.
Us. But wouldn't it be much safer to not have documentation? Or no, never mind. We'll focus. Yeah, right. Looking around. Got it.
All right. Okay, so yeah, they're going to try to do a deep search of this place. Is there anything like
Deep
does the
search.
desk have drawers? Is there anything under the bed mattress?
There we
Is
go.
there anything behind the curtains or
So
rolled up inside of a curtain rod?
I will
Yeah.
start with some of the more obvious areas, such as the desk. The desk has slots for drawers, but there are physically no drawers within those slots. Presumably thinking that there might be something that's hidden, you kind of feel on the inside and you find nothing. The footlocker, of which does not have a lock on it, you flip it open and you are able to find a couple of blankets and cloaks, and as you're kind of rifling through them, you do find a single sheaf of paper folded up two ways. And presuming that you open up the document, feel free to stop me if you decide
Most
not
certainly. Oh yes.
On there, you find the names of 16 individuals. And they go as followed.
Oh boy.
These all seem to be sectioned off from one another. You see one category that says humans, one category that says half-elves, and one category that says Azamar.
No, Cairo is going to his eyes are going to widen a bit as he takes a glance back out the door.
In parentheses,
But anyway.
in the Azamar category, right next to the name of the race, it reads Azada Blooded. And they go as follows. Humans. Kaelin Dorn. Vasha Meyerfield. Garen Holt. Ember Relin. Fess Dalcor. Under the section that reads Half-Elves. Aelric Thornvale. Silra Naleen. Renvar Elenion. Malus Virelin. Girin Ashbriar. Broca Ironvein. Velga Copperthane. And Maris Koran. Under Azamar, Solian Auric. Vel Auric. And finally, Nemura. Sorry, I can't read this one. Nemura Dawnvale.
I think you know what I'm gonna ask you next, DM.
I want to hear it.
Well, can you send me those?
Yeah, I got you.
Gosh.
It will take me a second to get these properly sent over to you. Do you want me to post them in chat, or do you just want me to send them to you?
Either or. I mean, you've already said them, so
Yeah, I'll just post them in general.
it's all good in the hood. Yeah.
While I am sending them out, I would like to roll this along so you're not waiting for me. So what else would you like to do?
Okay. Well, there is that sheet there. But assuming that's not the last place that was checked, obviously going to check the other places.
You're checking for secrets and bits and bobs of different places. There is nothing much else you can see here. There is a bookcase with a couple of books on it, but they all seem like military tactics, political espionage, that sort of stuff.
I
It's
see.
all like informative or historical or memoirs. Looking around more, there's nothing really that stands out to you. There are some areas where you find like little spots of blood or like a knife that was coated by something, namely hunting knives or things of that manner.
Okay. Cairo's gonna go. I'm not finding anything else here. But I have no doubt in my mind that this is not all there was to this clan. There's no way just one guy with a bunch of kids.
If you were a child and you were kept away from everyone except for other kids and trained, beaten to submission, and told that this is your only way, I think this is training. This is where they break kids and turn them into wolves. I think that's what this place is.
Well, if we truly can't find anything else in writing here, then the
I'm
only
gonna burn this place down. I would really like to burn this place down, Kyra. We can talk about the logistics, but this house, it needs to go. I don't want them coming back here and thinking it's okay. We didn't notice.
All right. I'll help you.
I needed to say that.
Okay. Well, there's ever burning torches in here. We might as well grab a couple and just start. Well, hang on. Before we do, though, I was gonna go. All right. Let's make sure everything we need is out of here before we light this place up. If we're going to need money, then we might as well take what he has. He won't be needing it.
Armors and weapons we can sell. There's plenty of food and herbs for us to take for our own adventures.
DM, can I do an appraisal check of the stuff around this place to see if there's anything worth some big money?
What I'm hearing is you would like to loot, correct?
Appraisal.
I was a what?
What I'm hearing is that you would like to loot, correct?
DM, can I loot this place before we burn it to the ground?
Sure.
Such a word, you know.
I'm not a huge fan of loot, but you know, it is what it is.
It's my
Funny
favorite.
enough.
It's my favorite medieval instrument. Let me go ahead and post it for you guys.
Amazing.
We appreciate you, DM.
I kind of hate that you say that, given the fact that I've put you guys through hell in the last 2 sessions. But if you wanna, that yeah, sure.
I do think after a second, while she's being a goblin, looking for things.
I just don't know if that's. You're allowed to do that without being a loot goblin. They're two different things. I promise.
Well, in this moment in time, there is no sense of propriety here. This is, we need money, and I'm gonna take almost everything I can.
Sick.
So, she does kind of pause for a second and look at Cairo.
You said you left him. Is that true?
Yeah. Cross my heart, I did. He says as he kind of like looks away.
Why? Why run? I
Because a paladin would stay. And I'm a coward. I feared for my own life, and so I gave up his. I left him alone, and the next thing I knew, he was slain. That's all there is to it.
She's gonna step towards him. And she's not looking at his eyes. She's keeping her gaze to his feet.
You asked me multiple times why I did this. Why I chose to go on an adventure. Do you want to know the reason? The real one?
I would like to know that.
My sister was an adventurer. My family was very accepting of it when she decided to go. I don't have memories of her. Not like they do. And in some selfish way, part of wanting to go on this adventure was to connect with her, to share something with her that I could hold on to. She got left behind. She was slain in battle, and like you, my party valued their lives more. So I need you to remove your helmet from me for a moment.
Enough said. Cairo is going to reach under, undo the strap, and lift off his head, and right now you can see he's already got his teeth gritted.
I need you to look me in my eyes and tell me that your life was more important. I need you to tell me that I am just a tool to be used. And I need you to mean every single word. Because if you can't, I'm gonna hit you. And I'm gonna hit you hard.
Cairo goes, sometimes people know when they lie within the depths of hubris. And I'm filled with the brim. I'm filled to the brim of it.
Pardon me. Go ahead.
So
Her shoulders tense. And it's
oh, sorry.
it's not in. She tenses, and her hands slam into his chest. Then let it out. And then she slams into his chest again. You bottle it up. You say you can't say anything. You lie by omission about everything. I don't know you. Cairo, I have been traveling. Another slam into his chest. For months, traveling and nearly dying and keeping you alive. Kind of just lets her hands rest there. Why? Why won't you let either of us in? You push us away. You say I'm not a paladin. You You hate yourself so loudly. I'm here. I'm asking. I want to know.
Flip, flop. Pippa, you notice that your hands are starting to get wet.
What?
And as you look up, you can see that Cairo, his teeth are gritted, they're bared, as there's tears just falling away from his face.
You can let it out. You can just be Cairo. You don't have to be this cold. I only think of myself, man. Because it doesn't suit you at all. She's gonna let her hands fall away from him and rub at her own teary eyes.
Um, Cairo goes, Cairo. Cairo is... He's a failure. You have no idea just how many people have come before you that have stood right there. And that I told that I was something different. And now they're gone. I don't belong here. There's nothing I have done in my life that deserves that label, that term of paladin. All I've ever done is get people killed, ruin other people's lives. You are here because I manipulated both of you. I made you come with me, knowing full well that you'd probably die too. And that's nothing to be proud of.
You didn't manipulate me to come here, Pyro. You couldn't have done anything. Stop. If anything, I took advantage of your desperation. Not to mention that if you are such a failure, and if you are so full of self-hatred, then if you feel so guilty, then for the rest of your life, you're gonna be moving forward. Until I die, or our contract ends, you're going to keep living and keep moving forward. And I'll be by your side the whole time, forcing you along. Because I don't think you're as bad as you say you are. Lucius wouldn't have loved you like he did. I wouldn't have been trying so hard if I didn't care. So, we're stuck with each other. You promised to protect me, so... till the contract is over, we'll just move forward. And starting, we bring Pallucius back. You can start earning his forgiveness.
You've still got a chance to punch me.
You really do have terrible jokes.
Take that as a no, then. He's going to slide his helmet back over his face after he wipes his eyes clean. And he goes, "Let it be so." For the record, though, my life is never about to be more than either of yours, in worth or in anything else. And then I guess he'll start moving on.
I will say, I think we should take a quick 10-minute break. If you guys want to use, if you guys want to take this time to go through the loot and decide what you want, or just go
my goodness.
enjoy yourselves for a few minutes. I'm gonna take my very infamous DM certified piss break.
Yeah.
So I will be back I will be back by 4:55 Mountain.
All right. See you guys in 10 minutes.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll do the loop then. Welcome back.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Kind of hard to miss.
Yeah, I tried turning up my mic sensitivity on the physical microphone itself to help people hear me, and then I moved it to like right in front of me, except it's like partially covering the keyboard, but not the part that I usually use.
You're doing the most for this
So-
campaign, buddy. I appreciate.
Ugh. The owlbear pelt might be worth a good bit, right?
Um. Okay. So I already added the money to my stuff. But the longbow, the ever-burning torches, the winter weather clothing, the owlbear pelt, the spiked whip, the gold ring, and the elven curved blade are probably the only things that are really gonna make us any money out here.
Gosh.
I mean,
Gold ring. How much does a dagger sell for? I wonder.
I
a
think like
gold.
one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that checks out. Yeah,
Pippa does snag the
dang it.
embroidery patch of the wolf blade symbol and just shoves it into her bag.
Now the ever-burning torches. Those are magical items. So surely they, you know,
Give us something.
yeah. Wow! Those are like 110 gold to buy, but you know the direct translation for anybody that is not a vendor apparently is half of that.
Yes. So that would be 110 cut in half, which is like 55. So
Yeah.
it's not bad. Yeah. So I don't do
Yeah,
math.
that's probably some of the most valuable stuff around here. So yeah.
What's that sound?
What's what?
Oh, hi, DM.
I've been here. Hi.
Oh,
I've been
Hello.
here the whole time.
Hmm.
Nobody's gonna get that reference. Never mind.
Nope. If it's another one of your freaking hotel hell,
What?
whatever
No.
that show is.
No, dude. That's
definitely
that's
not.
Dropout TV.
Oh.
It's time for a game changer.
Yeah. Nope. I had no idea. So.
Brendan Lee Mulligan?
Yep.
One of the second best DM ever?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You best bet it's the second best DM ever. Don't you ever try
I
and
do like
don't
Brendan Lee
you
Mulligan, but,
don't you ever try
I
and
haven't-
discredit Jakin like that.
Oh,
What?
man. Gosh. You know. Gosh. That would be 220 gold pieces for all of those if we sold them at half price for the burning torches. That's a hefty sum. That like almost pays for like one of Pippa's trips to her dad's place.
I changed my mind. I'm decking you in the face.
Gosh.
In wait.
other than that, there's really not.
Yeah.
Well, hang on, because a masterwork item, in order for something to be masterwork,
So
what
yeah,
is that, like
the
an extra 5 or?
so
I
the
don't know.
longbow, the daggers, the elven curve blade, the gold ring, those are all we can sell those to a smith or a jeweler or whatever. Those are all gonna also bring in a little bit more gold. The masterwork is like
Uh,
I think it's 1,000 gold to actually make it masterwork. So yeah, I think 5 maybe. Yeah, depending on if
um.
they're enchantments.
I think a
Okay,
weapon.
the masterwork quality adds 300 gold to the cost of a normal weapon. So, yeah.
150, not bad.
Yeah. Okay, okay. All right, all right. And we can be placing these things that we intend to sell on the horse's saddle bags, I do reckon.
All right, would you like to have them on yours or would you like to have them on mine?
Um,
Never mind, I can't get into mine because I haven't made mine because I've been procrastinating.
yeah, I'd be happy to do that.
You, Mr. Note Taker.
Please have an inventory section. Yep, that's me.
I should learn from you and be better about notes.
Well, the thing is, sometimes as I'm taking notes, like I I miss what is currently being said, you know, because I'm still typing the last thing that was said. So, you know,
Ah,
it also helps to be present. Okay, so we have a one masterwork longbow. Then I guess we'll put the 4 ever burning torches in there. Uh, would any of the clothing be worth anything?
the winter weather, I think, will only give us like 4 gold.
I see.
But 4 gold is 4 gold, so that's 8 gold together. So take them.
Okay. Yep. You're right. You're right.
Um, much. I can never remember how much rope costs.
Yeah, we're definitely taking the owlbear pelt, right?
Yes. Even if we can't sell it,
Okay.
it's coming with.
Yeah. I wonder how much a spiked whip is worth.
1 gold. Or no.
Okay.
Like whip. So whip is normally 1 gold. So it might have like
Hmm. Okay. Are we sure that's not a spiked chain?
Nope, spiked whip.
Okay, a spiked whip. That. Okay. I guess we'll just take it. Okay.
and then
1 gold ring. Uh,
If you want to know the actual price of a spiked whip, it's 5 gold.
okay. All right. All right. Nice.
And then the Elven Curve Blade will be 40 gold.
Wow. Nice. I wonder how much a gold ring would be worth.
Oh, I'm getting a call. Sorry, one sec.
I'm gonna be honest, unless it's magical, I don't think it's gonna be.
But it's gold.
How much is my gold worth?
You have
One
any
gold.
idea how much an ounce of gold is worth nowadays?
No. Do you?
No.
Okay then. Oh no.
Or
Okay, I'm back.
oh my! You've got to be kidding me. $3,433 per ounce of gold right now
Damn.
in the U.S. Yeah, that's crazy. I have so much power on my finger right now. Uh, okay. I think I've got everything written down. So whenever DM is ready.
Oh, you guys are all good? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh my goodness. A masterwork longbow is worth 375 gold.
Nice.
Whoa. And I did see them take the head honcho stuff, right, DM? Like I saw them do that.
Sorry, say that one more time.
I did see them take the head honcho's stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. They completely looted.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
All right.
And I believe.
Really do be like that.
And I do believe Pippa picked up her stuff after she got revived. Actually,
Yep.
no, I don't think she did.
Cairo
did.
gathered.
Oh, Cairo
Yeah.
did. Okay.
Pippa does snag the Wolfblade Platch and like 3 of the books and just kind of tosses them into her bag.
Sure.
Just to let you know.
That is totally fine,
Okay.
my guy.
All right. Then there. Okay, how much time has passed now? Since the end of that battle.
Since the end of that battle, about 2 hours.
2 hours. Kara's gonna go. All right. I think we have everything we need.
Yeah.
Kara's gonna take one of the ever-burning torches and gesture toward another one.
All right. So you guys are gonna grab some ever-burning torches.
And damn, what is this place made out of again?
It looks, based on the color of the wood, you would presume that it is made out of some sort of oak.
Man, expensive.
Yeah, that's why. Pippa's gonna lean down with the ever-burning torch in her hand, and she's just gonna hold it there and go.
I'm supposed to believe in redemption. But if I ever meet another wolf blade, at least one that's doing this to kids, I don't think I would be able to steal my blade. And that's a terrifying thought.
There are more somewhere out there. Well, I guess it's time to start lighting things up.
Alright, and you guys are using the ever-burning torch to light stuff up?
Yeah.
Alright, you hold the torch to one of the edges of the building. And nothing happens.
Ah, it's oak from frickin' hell, so it's, fire retardant.
Can I get one of you
Dang
to...
it, they thought of everything.
Can I get one of you or both of you to make a knowledge arcana?
Oh god, I don't need to. I know
They
whatever burning
enchanted their
torch.
whole base to be invincible. I forgot
Your
about
arcana,
that shit.
get it that one. 14.
Alright, so, actually, I suppose you're realizing this now. An ever-burning torch is, it's like a normal torch, except that it just has continual flame casted on it permanently. And with continual flame, you know that, as per its description, a flame equivalent in brightness to a torch springs forth from an object that you touch. The effect looks like a regular flame, but it creates no heat and doesn't use oxygen.
Nice.
Yeah, I think at that moment, Pippa kind of just slaps herself in the face with one hand. And she's gonna go step inside, and instead of just burning it down from the outside, she's going to use spark multiple times in different corners on like the rugs and the pillows, and just set those ablaze as she's making her way out of the house again.
That's better. You first see the smoke, and then you see the inside of the building start to glow in a bright orange. And eventually the building catches fire. Depending on how long you guys sit there. You will see...
Okay, not gonna be very long.
Okay.
We've already got other stuff to do. Yeah, as soon as Cairo sees a glow, he's going to head on over and go. Our business here is nearly done. Would you like some help with the bodies?
Presuming you head on down to where he is sitting. He is sitting at one of the campfires that he just recently started back up. You see, right next to the campfire, there is a raised patch of dirt. And only one body missing. The shield was tossed in the patted down snow. And he is just staring at the fire. And all he says is, "I've buried my brother. The rest mean nothing to me. Do with them what you will." And you can see,
I'll give a nod.
and you can see just the Just the soft glow of the fire gracing his face. His eyes are burning a bright yellow in the light of the fire.
Yeah. I truly wish it.
Cairo goes, that must mean you're the Auric brothers, eh?
He gives an elongated sigh and he says, "We were the Auric brothers. We stripped ourselves of our last names upon recruiting for the Wolfblades."
Cairo looks over to Pippa and goes, do we have a second?
Yeah. Should be.
He's going to find a log across from him and just take a seat.
He's going to speak up as you take a seat, and he's going to say, "Do you know how long we've been here?"
Unfortunately not.
It's been less than 72 hours. Less than 72 hours that we arrived here. I was given a choice. I had done some bad things where I come from. And I was given a choice by one of the members. They could patch me up and they could send me to a camp, and I would be one of them, or I could be left there to die with my family. And I thought I chose correct, but it turns out there was not a right decision in that case.
We have a friend in Abakeen. He's staying at the Church of Sanra. If you think you can handle the, well, you think you can turn your life around, let go of this. I'm gonna gesture to the camp. All the death and killing and dying. I can give you some money to help you start over in Abakeen. Something.
I don't see myself making it very far. Those that possess an impure soul, the one way that I could take to get to Abakeen, I'm not going to make it. If I step foot into the Yari forest, I won't be coming back. Whether it be I'm perpetually cursed to wander around until I eventually die of starvation or the cold. I think my best bet is to hopefully find a place in Tavernier, maybe hop on a merchant's cart, hopefully without being seen. But I won't make it by myself.
Oakden isn't too far. could go there. There's also a village a little closer than Abakeen, past Ari Forest. You could go there as well. They could use a lot of help with trying to rebuild their farmland.
As of right now, my choices are Wyvern or Tavernyard. Perhaps after some time in Wyvern, maybe find some coin, I could head to one of the neighboring villages. I don't know how to survive by myself in the wild. That's why I was brought here.
Pippa's gonna look at Cairo.
Did you ever get a chance to talk with any of these others?
On occasion. Most of them are as degenerate-minded as myself. I wouldn't say that I was the least capable here, but I definitely wasn't the most. That pelt that you possess, that owlbear pelt, that was freshly killed just yesterday. It was the first thing I had ever killed. And I still feel terrible about it.
I see. You know, one thing I came to learn at a young age was, when you're out in places like this, and the elements are against you, you don't really get much of a chance to let killing go to waste. If you're going to kill, you kill to eat. And if you're going to skin something, you skin them to stay warm. Hey, if you killed this, then I think it belongs to you. You may feel bad about it, but who are we to shrug off our burdens for our actions? Take it.
He's gonna look up as you hand it to him, and he's gonna hesitantly take it. He's gonna just look at it for a few minutes.
Honor it by letting it keep you warm.
He's gonna look up at both of you, and he's gonna ask, "What are your names?"
Penelope.
Cairo.
I don't think a thank you is in order. I'm rather conflicted with the death of my sibling, but
I
no,
wouldn't thank me either.
know that there is some semblance of appreciation. Perhaps it was just the death of my last remaining family to finally give me a chance at something.
Sometimes losing everything puts the world in perspective. But you don't have to thank us or feel anything positive. Just try and be kinder the next time someone offers you a chance. Alright?
Be it his age, this is an individual that you guys have. It's in a way, it's like you're looking at an old soul. Be that the death or whatever his history is. It's there's a sense of togetherness in his words.
Yeah.
Pip is gonna look at Cairo as she starts.
If it's alright with him, you can stay with us on our way back to Tavern.
Cairo is going to. He's gonna go. Yeah. That would be fine with me, but on one condition. You ready?
He'll look up at you.
There's a lot of other kids here that are just like you and your brother. They don't deserve to rot and be eaten at here on the surface. Let's honor the fact that sometimes circumstance doesn't do well by everybody. And get them in the ground.
It's a bit of a curse that we are in winter at the moment. There was a lot of work that needed to be done to just get him buried. The ground is frozen. In respect to certain gods, and given the time of year it is, I think it might be better if we bury them the way that you are burying this encampment.
An offering. All right. Kara's going to look over toward the burning building over there. Come on.
He's gonna take a few more seconds of staring at the fire, and he's gonna stand up. He's gonna kind of fold up the pelt and keep it next to the fire. Maybe on the other side of the log away from the fire. And he will start helping you carry bodies over.
All right. We will do that, and we will offer up these dead kids' freaking bodies. Oh my gosh.
He is going to first walk over to his former commander. He will bend down, and you will see him take one of his daggers, and you'll see him cut his shirt lengthwise, so up to down, and around this captain's neck, you're going to see something kind of disturbing. You're going to see a necklace of which bears a single knuckle of a finger, except it's not one finger. It's 16 separate knuckles.
Okay. Oh my. No. No, no. You're not gonna tell me. Oh. Okay. Well, what?
He's going to
What does?
cut the string that these knuckles are attached to, and he's going to walk over and toss them in the fire. I don't. We are doing this as a means to allow passage, as a means, as a right for everyone who has done wrong. I don't think that this man deserves such a pleasure. I would rather him feel the cold of winter, embrace him, let him sit here, let the wildlife take him. And then he's going to walk over and start dragging some of the bodies.
Such a thing is befitting of animals. All right, we're gonna pick up bodies and begin. Yeah.
You guys will spend some time doing this. And after a while the building is still burning, it does get rather smoky. It's a little harder to breathe, but you manage. He takes his gloves off after he does so, and you will notice that on his right hand, his ring finger, the top knuckle of it, is missing.
That is so jacked up. Ugh.
He's gonna slick his hair back as he watches the building burn as the flames die down. He will just stand there like a statue.
All right. Once he's had enough time, maybe Penelope and Cairo will kind of guide him by the shoulders back to the horses.
As you guys approach the horses, he will say, what of your friend? Should we...
No. Bringing him back. Please. To try. For now, as distasteful as it sounds, my bag of holding is probably the safest place to store. Face kind of falls. She gets teary-eyed. Kind of shakes her head at the thought and continues on with with Cairo and the child.
Are you burying him elsewhere?
No. I want to see if we can bring him back.
The kid kind of laughs. Bring back the dead. It's like you're reading something from a child's tale.
Fortunately, it's very much real.
The kid
It worked for me.
The kid freezes in place as those words trail. He kind of... Oh no. He kind of looks back at the burning building, and then he looks at you. You mean to tell me there is a method of bringing the dead back to life?
There are many methods, but they cost more gold than most people can afford in a lifetime. So, churches, specifically priests and clerics, oracles that are of higher level than me, they can bring people back. Sometimes with lasting effects, sometimes permanently, sometimes new races entirely. For you, gain as much money as you can. Work hard and honorably. And you can break your brother back at some point.
He's going to look over once more to the fire. And it's... You can see that sort of teary remorse in his eyes, as if looking right at his brother and saying goodbye. For now. And he turns back to the horses.
Cairo goes, which one are you, kid? Vel or Solian?
I'm Val.
All right. Nice to meet you, Vel. Again. I'm glad you're alive.
I'm glad we could... Oh, sorry.
Cairo turns his head over to toward Pallucius as he starts taking a blanket and wrapping him up in it. And he goes, "This is Pallucius, a mighty warrior that far exceeds me in strength, bravery, and courage. If anyone deserves the paladin title, it's him."
I'd only ever met one other fetchling in my life. He was a kind man. An older gentleman. He was the one that introduced me to my faith.
What faith do you follow?
I follow the teachings of the Lady of Graves.
Very well. As do I.
Well, he's gonna hop up onto one of the horses. You have seen people that like are inexperienced with horses. They're kind of timid. They don't really know what they're doing. But
Yeah.
this kid, he like walks up to the horse. He holds his hand out. He lets it sniff him. He kind of pets him, jumps up effortlessly, and he'll call out to Pippa and say, "Well, at least we'll have something to talk about on our way to Tavernier."
I think I'll be teaching you a lot about Saren right on the chair. And Shellen. And Ayomade. You're going to be getting a lesson.
We go, DM.
All right.
We go.
1 second, just getting some stuff out of the way. Awesome. So,
Okay, so hang on. So Pippa, were you putting Pallucius in your bag, or
That's what made her.
Yep.
Yes. And she
Okay.
hates it and does not want to do this, but it is the best place to put him because you can't. Astral plane.
Hmm.
It's cold enough. It should be fine.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yep. Yep. It's space, so.
All right, we are on our way. Keep in mind at this point it is probably like 1 in the morning.
Yep. Oh yeah. I already knew that. Like, yeah, it's late.
Okay.
Late. We are going to be very tired
You
by the end of
guys,
this.
if you were to travel now, you would probably get to Tavern Yard at around 9 o'clock, maybe 7 o'clock.
Then it shall be so, DM.
All right, we're going to switch you guys over.
We're probably
And-
going to cut directly east until we meet the road.
Yep. Yep, you go ahead and cut east. It doesn't take too terribly long. A couple miles maybe at max. And you're greeted with that old familiar road. And you turn to the left so you can head back to Tavern Yard. As you are walking on your path, probably a couple miles down the road, you'll come across some dwarven roadsmen, just like some street guards or some path guards. They won't really acknowledge you as you walk past. It's just kind of something that you see while you're going. The child, go to my long list of named NPCs, Val, will make light conversation after some time. Just
Certainly.
yeah, just kind of sort of gauging Pippa on like her knowledge. You know, oh, I heard you mentioning Shellin and da 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 da. It is a very long and dead night. The wind has completely ceased. And we are going to go into the new day. It is still rather cold. It doesn't seem the temperature has risen or dropped from the day before. And eventually the sun begins to rise. You figure you still have about an hour or two until you get to Tavern Yard. But you'll see a few more bodies cross, a few more individuals on horseback. Some in carts, some walking. But eventually you will find yourself back at the front gates of Tavern Yard. And once you arrive, you will be greeted with that ever so familiar line of questioning. And eventually they will speak to the child, and they will give him the same rundown. He will get in the zone of truth. He will speak. While he is being questioned, one comes up in particular that might kind of cause some wide eyes. He is questioned about his past crimes, and he responds in kind with arson. The dwarf kind of gives you guys this concerned look, and when asked if he intends on committing any crimes against the Great Forge or her people, he responds in kind with no. And despite his answers, it seems you were all let within the city gates. And in typical fashion of Tavern Yard, it's probably about 8 o'clock now. The streets are as busy as ever.
we should get lodgings first and then see if Church of, is it Torak? I think so. Is open, and if not, we can rest for the night and then go back in the morning.
Right. The
Well, wait, aren't we getting here in the morning?
yeah, you're getting here at about 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said PM.
If I did, I
Oh.
apologize. It was
Yeah.
1 a.m. when you guys left. It's now 8 a.m.
Yep.
Oh.
And this is the morning of Abadius 25th, isn't it?
As a matter of fact, it dot 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 Abadius the 25th.
Okay.
It is a sunny day, however, it is a cold one. But being within the confines of Tavern Yard and all of the active work, all of the bodies, all of the forges, it seems a little necessary to not have your winter clothing on. There's a lot
I
of
see.
natural heat generation in this town.
That makes sense. All right. Well. So if we're here, yeah, in the morning, things are already running. And I mean, yeah, this is the city that's open like 24/7 basically.
Yep.
So Cairo, yeah, I guess he'll let us find an inn to stay, or to at least check in at. Actually, first of all, he's gonna ask Vel, "Hey kid, you hungry?"
He's gonna look while keeping his head forward. He's gonna say, "I could eat."
Yeah, so could I. Come on, let's go have a meal before we get the rest of our business done. Sound good, Penelope?
Pippa. Say it right, Pippa.
Well, you. It's a proper name.
I just narrows at him.
You guys notice that as you guys are kind of spouting at each other, you see the kid kind of crack a smile. He's not looking at you. He's still just kind of taking everything in.
Mm.
I'm going to call for another quick break because, well, yeah, you already know what's going on. I will be back in a bit.
All right.
Sounds good. Oh. Mm.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Never mind. No, I'm not.
We're back, friends.
Welcome back. Dale was wifed or dadded again.
That's funny. Okay. We shall wait. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me.
Bless you. You really got headed. So sad.
Can't believe that you guys have almost existed in this world for a whole month already. What another week?
Oh my god, just one more week and we've had a month. Oh.
Try to get this information in while I can. 06, 15, 25. And it is a Thursday. Session 20.
All right. Sorry for the delay.
That is totally fine. Welcome back.
I got babed. So yeah.
That is alright. We are back in Tavern Yard, folks, and I believe you guys were about to go grab some food.
Yes. We will find some place to gain nourishment before I guess we're gonna go pawn some stuff after that. So yeah.
Sounds good. If that is the case, I will take you guys to Cairo. Where would you like to go eat?
Where is there to eat?
I don't know. Where is there to eat? What places does Cairo like to Cairo like to go to in his time here?
Let's see here. They've probably got here in Tavern Yard, they've probably got fish around here, right? They've probably got some fishy items. You know, we've been inland
it's a coastal
a good
city.
bit of the time. Yep. So, yeah. How about we go to a seafood restaurant.
Sure. What's the name of that seafood restaurant?
I swear.
You're gonna do it to the DM because it's my job. I'm gonna do it to you because I want you to build the world.
Okay.
Balance seafood.
Yeah. It's gonna be called the heck are these things called? The blue crustacean.
Oh, okay. The blue
Yep.
crustacean.
Yes.
All right, you head on over to the blue crustacean, which is located on the western side of town, and
All right.
grab some food, some tasty nums.
All right. Okay. Yeah. We're going to get. I guess it's gonna be breakfast there. And as we're there, Cairo's just gonna go. All right. So let's assess how much money we have, in order to do this.
Got it.
Pippa's pulling out her ink pen and paper.
Yep. And so yeah, Cairo's looking in his pack and everything. He's all like, all right. So in total, I have 1,752 gold and 50 silver.
That kid,
Let's
when
see.
you say that, that kid is going to drop his jaw and look at you.
I
You
was
could-
in the same boat a month ago.
You could buy a house with that much money.
I know. Or, like, do you have any idea how many meals that could buy? That's why this is on us. Besides the fact that, you don't really, you know. But yeah, it's not an amount to be squandered, but what it takes in order to revive somebody is way more.
1,103 plus another 80 from platinum. Adding your 50 silver and my 50 silver together, that's another 100 gold. So right now we're at 3,435.
All right. And how much is needed to do the deed?
I would prefer it if you called it anything other than that. First.
Okay.
So Pippa, there's some information here that I think that would be useful to you to answer that question. And this is something that is actually done with many churches. It is not seen as a good alternative. So I'll just explain what I'm trying to explain. There are different forms of resurrection. There is high level resurrection, and that you're talking about the spell resurrection, which typically will cost you at minimum, of the cost plus labor, probably about 12 to 14,000 gold. And then you have your mid tiers, which is going to be something like Raise Dead, which is going to be about 6,000. Now, there have been, in the last 100 years or so, people have played around with magic enough to essentially alter the property of a spell to have it give to have it be able to be casted, but at a reduced amount of materials, a more cost effective solution, I guess you could call it. And with that, there might be slight alterations. Now, specifically, that there is a budget friendly Raise Dead, where It is not a 100% guaranteed chance of revival, but the cost is significantly lower. And for something like that, you're looking at about 1,200 gold.
Ooh.
You would figure, based on what you have learned, that the cost effective variant would guarantee perhaps an 80 to 85% chance of revival.
It's better than no odds at all.
Where would you find this alternative method?
At almost any church that offers them.
Okay.
Which means that we could do it twice. Doesn't work the first time. Alright.
I think with that information now known,
We have options. And most of them are out of our budget in any conceivable fashion, unless we decided that robbing a bank is suddenly in our moral alignments.
Yeah, see, you hearing this, Vel? All this money, and it's not even in the budget.
But there is another one, a less conventional one that's more cost effective. If it were to fail the first time, we could try again. We have enough for that. But there's not 100% chance that he can come back. But it's over 50%, so we could take that risk.
50%. Well, if we can try it more than once, then 50 plus 50 equals 100.
No, it's over 50%. It's upwards into the 80s.
Now,
Sometimes it doesn't work.
keep in
Well,
mind
it's like 160 some percent.
keep in mind with this Pippa, the budget friendly version also does come with its tweaks. There's also a chance that if they come back, there's a chance that they might not come back whole. And you have seen something as minor as that they have some slight muscle degradation, something all the way up to they come back as undead.
oh,
Which, in another universe, that would typically not be the biggest issue, but this is a place where undead, as an agreed whole, right? Like in this universe, right? In our universe, in the real world, people are brought together by the shared idea that music is something good. Everybody agrees on that. In this world, in persistence, undead are a menace in any case.
Yeah. I guess I'll explain that to Cairo in gentler terms. That he may come back wrong. He could be undead. There's a lot of risk. So, do we want to try to raise more funds, or do we...
There's fetchlings on the one hand, and I guess people don't like them, and then undead on the other, and I know people don't like them. Okay. How much did you say our total...
3,435.
So we'd have to come up with an extra 1,900, huh? At least, no, 2,900. Oh, we're barely over halfway there. I don't think we could even sell all of our things and get up to that. I don't... Look, with Pallucius back, we can earn back our money. He's very resourceful. And he's a big help, you know, so... Even so, though, yeah, we just don't have a good way of earning that money back right now. Not without getting killed.
Yeah.
As a frame,
And even my
oh,
boss.
sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
As a frame of reference, the best job that you guys could find offered only 1,800, not only, but 1,800 gold max.
All right. This was a 1,000. Well, I guess it was 1,000 per person, right? This job we were just on. Or was it 1,000 total?
I think it was 1,000 per person.
Yeah. Yeah. We're not even gonna get close to that. I guess we're just going to have faith.
So we do have.
All right. Here, before we do, maybe it sounds wrong, but I'd like to get washed up a bit and proper.
She's gonna look down at her outfit that's riddled with holes and blood and dirt and melted snow, and then look at Vel.
It's, yeah. I think I have some clothes that'll fit you, though they might be a bit loose.
Yeah, I suppose that wouldn't be the worst thing.
Okay. Well, DM, I guess next thing is we're gonna find a bathhouse.
All right, you guys are gonna go find a bathhouse, and yes, there are plenty of those around. They offer bathhouses for you guys specifically, for adventurers. One sec.
Okay. And then next time I need to ask the bill for the restaurant we were just at.
The bill for that was, the kid ate substantially more than Kyra. He's a slim build, but he is able to stomach a lot.
I see.
A gold piece in total.
A gold piece. All right.
That yeah.
You got it, champ.
And in terms of a bathhouse per person, it is 2 silver pieces here.
Okay, okay, not bad. Human laundromat, here we come. Oh. Oh.
Move on. Move on.
Yeah,
That was so stupid.
Anyway, yeah, no, we're gonna go to the bathhouse. In fact, I'm going to use, or Kyra's going to make a use of his shaving kit.
Okay.
Oh gosh, I only have like 50 uses left.
Oh no, your blade's getting
Yep,
duller.
Yep. Yeah, so he's gonna trim himself up and everything, because, gosh, the last time he shaved was a couple of weeks ago. Oh gosh. So yeah, he's going to shave himself clean
Okay.
before just there in the bathhouse. He's obviously gonna get himself washed up and everything, but after that, he is going to just wrap a towel around his waist and sit down into like a kneeling position here, and just breathe in the vapors for a few moments. And he'll close his eyes. How long has it been since we've spoken? Through the changes you yourself have given me, there have been many footprints in my wake that I keep trying to make my own. My lord, forgive me for my hubris in thinking that I might do anything without owing it to your grace. Allow me to take this moment to say thank you. If not by your guidance, I'd have never met those two. If not for Penelope, my strength would have fallen short in the face of my enemies. And if not for Pallucius, whom you allowed me to meet, my journey would be long over by now. I can't help but wonder, Lord, why you have put me here. Are there not 1,000 heroes that are more capable in this place than I? But then I suppose I am responsible for some of this, aren't I? The blade that took Pallucius was meant for me, and his sacrifice gave me a chance. I am weak and pathetic, and it wounds me that my shortcomings lay low the gift that is this friend you have given me. My only brother in this place. May he be blessed, Lord Archpaladin, and may you be revered in all things. He'll open his eyes, stand, and get ready to go.
Okay. Cairo, I would like for you to roll me a D100.
A D100.
What?
3, 2, 1, go. 32.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Alright, you guys go ahead and get yourselves all washed up. Have a nice fish breakfast. And you are out back into the busy streets.
All
Really
right.
quick. Cairo, when Pippa does emerge from the bathhouse after some time, she's still wearing some of the typical clothes she wears, the floral dress, the same heeled cat boots. However, her hair has been cut from her hips to her neck. And now that she's clean and it's been a couple weeks, you notice that her roots are this lilac silver color. And she looks the most tired she has ever been. And the most hopeful. And she kind of like straightens up and looks at you and goes, "Let's go get our friend back, right?"
Kyra goes, Yeah. By the way, I think somebody tried to cut your head off.
I should worry more about healing and learning to fight than my hair. So, starting now, I'm gonna learn from you. Okay?
I was kind of hoping you'd laugh, but all right. He's gonna turn and start walking down the street. Come with me.
I smile. Does that count? Pippa's gonna follow after him.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to go find a church. What did she say? The Church of Torag?
Torag, yes.
That is one of the churches in town, yep. Located on the far west end of town. Like the farthest reach of the western end of town.
Oh.
That,
so kind of like near the
that,
prison?
that little building right there.
Oh my.
That is what is known as the Church of Torag.
Alright. Well, it's time to go in.
Yep, you
Yep.
head on in, and I'm just adjusting some audio levels here as you guys enter within the Church of Torag. And as a matter of fact, I know that I should do this before a session, but I just thought of a good idea, and that's to actually get some proper music for when you guys actually enter a church.
Oh.
So allow me a second for that. I know that this isn't actually going to download fast right away because there's one in specific I want to grab, but it is very long, so I doubt that it's actually going to download. Alright, so you guys enter the Church of Torag. It seems like a sermon has just, or a service has just gotten out. There were people walking from the church, so you found probably the most opportune time to do so. There's a dwarven man that is seemingly cleaning up the area. A dwarven man wearing donning what appears to be a sort of a brown cloak, and there is a clear symbol that hangs from a white string across his neck. And this is what you guys will see.
Ooh, visuals.
Visuals! Okay. It's gonna be in chat. Or in Discord.
Oh my. Huh.
Oh, the smithing hammer.
Okay.
This is an older dwarf. His beard is rather long and sort of frizzy, but it is it has many gray patches upon it.
Okay.
Hi. Is it alright if we spoke to someone about, a resurrection, a revival?
Oh, hello. You're looking for resurrection services today, are you?
Yes.
Well, you come to the right place. Please, won't you follow me? And he's going to he's going to walk through a door at the far end of the church. And I'm sorry I didn't give any good descriptors as to what the church looks like. It is a counteractive to how the outside looks. The outside looks very pristine and sleek, using a lot of smooth stone as architecture. Inside, it looks like a very monumental version of what a forger or a blacksmith's house would look like. It's almost homely in a way. It is rather warm in here, as you do see that there is a forge right where, typically where, I guess, a podium would be in a regular church. I shouldn't say regular, but let's just say a church of Shellen, for example. There is actually an anvil. Despite that, he takes you guys into what you can be as like a staging room, and through a slightly smaller gate, where he takes you into a small room. Very, very, very clean. It looks like this place is upkept very tightly. You don't see a single speck of dust. The room is dimly lit with a single lantern that is hanging about 7 or 8 feet from the ground. And he kind of steps over to this place and he says, please, if you would, place the body upon the table here, and I will prepare myself. It looks like a stainless metal table that is fixed to the ground. This thing looks quite heavy. It is a bit of a thinner table, probably about 5 feet in length.
I,
Okay.
God, I hate the way it sounds. I'm just gonna open her bag of holding and kind of stretch it as far as it can go so that Cairo can
Yeah.
grab Pallucius.
Yep. He'll reach in until his forearms can like loop under Pallucius's armpits, and
Yep.
he'll draw him forth, unsheath him from the bag.
Yep.
No.
And yeah, he'll just kind of cradle him before, he places him on the table.
Okay. All right. You see the dwarf. There's a bookcase in the room, or not a bookcase. There's a desk in the room, and from the desk he pulls out this rather large tome, and he comes back flipping through it. And as he's flipping through it, he will ask, what sort of a resurrection are we looking for today?
The less than 100% one is what we can afford today, if that's all right.
All right, we have tertiary raised dead. Here we go. I would recommend you all keep at least 3 feet of distance from the table.
From what? I
the-
didn't quite catch
Sorry, at least 3 feet of distance from the table.
that. Okay.
I'm just gonna step back, kind of push Vel behind her.
All right. Cairo's gonna go. Before you do, can I just take a moment?
By all means. He's still flipping.
Cairo will step up next to Pallucius and make sure that his hair is out of his face as he just kind of like brushes his forehead and everything. And he goes, "My dear friend, you who so willingly come with me despite knowing the position you've been placed in. You made as much of a sacrifice of your life as you did with your death. Indiscriminately coming along on this dangerous quest, never knowing when it would end. All for a measly sum of gold that I know that you would toss aside, if only to help a friend. There are none like that, Pallucius. You and Pippa. You're the only ones. I hope you can hear me now. I need you, Pallucius. There is no one like you. No one that will walk with me as you do. Pallucius, I need you, so come back! And Cairo will just kind of press his head, which he does have a helmet on, but he's just going to press it against Pallucius as he says this. Please. You're as close to a brother as I've got. And with that, he'll take a step back. 3 steps back. Pardon the delay.
By all means, you have... I understand the emotions felt by death. I'm just happy that we are graced with a reality in which, at times, it can be reversed. Alright. Give me one quick sec. I was hoping I never have to use this, but we do now.
Come back, Pallucius.
And it is my understanding that this individual's name is Pallucius, correct?
Yeah.
When I signal you, I will be giving us a simple glance at only that time and no other. I will need you to simply say his name. Failure to do so, well, as it is a touchy spell, I request you only say his name. Could be first and last, could be some nickname. I need to make it quite clear that if it is not said by one associated with this individual, either blood nor bond, or either blood or bond. Just simply speak of him. Is it understood?
Understood.
Understood.
Right. Then let us commence.
Just gonna look at Belle behind her.
Just stay quiet, okay?
He's simply just going to give you a head nod. Please allow me 1 second, because this music downloaded a lot faster than I thought it was going to, so sweet. I wanna make this thematic and stuff. I wish Pallucius was here right now.
My buddy.
Don't we all? That's why we're here.
That's okay, I have no problem with attempting to try and NPC him. Oh, there goes Marie.
Okay. Yep, or he just
That's okay.
fainted or something.
It's
Probably from the stress.
Yep.
Sorry, you guys were glitching out terribly, and I was like, I'll just see if this fixes it.
When I talk, is there like a weird whirring in your guys' audio?
No, but you really,
No, but yeah,
you're
it
glitchy.
cuts out.
Yeah, I'm probably glitchy. I'm probably glitchy because my mic is like a mile away from my face. Let me know if this is any better.
That's a lot better.
Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
No problemo.
All right, let's get this music track in. Gregorian chant. All right, that's going to take a minute. We can wait for that to be done.
I think when the ritual does start to bring Pallucius back, Pippa does reach out to grab at Cairo's hand.
All right. Well, there is no reason he should not allow so to be done. Such to be done.
Okay, there we go. Now it's uploading. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Thank you for uploading. I just have to wait for it to appear. And we can probably just cut the ambiance here. You guys are in a very back room. There we go. Put that in the game. Slap this into city ambiance, because there's no better place to put it. Alright. Here we go. Is everybody ready?
Yep.
Please all ever be.
Alright. By the anvil and the flame, by shield and oath, we call you back. You who walked the dark tunnels beyond. You who braved the silence of the stone halls of death. Hear the hammer song of your kin, and return to the warmth of hearth and hall. Torag, father of creation, forge master of souls, temper the soul once more in the fires of purpose. Let no fracture remain, no flaw be hidden. If they are worthy, weld their spirit back into this mortal shell. The priest is going to look over at Cairo.
Pallucius.
Your clan calls you. Your forge waits. Your work is not yet done. Return with honor and rise as one reforged. I would like for both of you to roll D100s.
Come on!
Oh, God.
Alright. Please allow me one moment to calculate this. Awesome. And now I would like, between the two of you, one of you can choose to roll, or not choose, one of you should roll a d20.
Take the reins, Penelope.
Alright.
Salama, oh wait, Pallucius! Okay.
Pallucius!
Is it wrong that I want to use a hero point and re-roll it?
If you want to re-roll it,
But
that's...
you don't know what the
Yeah, if you want to re-roll it, feel
I know.
free.
I'm just gonna let it go.
You guys do have a group hero point to use that you're probably going to get back next session. That's up to you, though.
I mean,
There's no signifier,
We're
so...
probably going to be calling it in just a minute here anyways. I don't really know what a 9 would signify, right?
Yeah.
But we might as well try anyways for a higher roll. Usually higher is better, right? So I
Normally,
bestow upon you my blessing for a hero point. Actually, can it be used to just add a +4?
If you want to, sure. That's all on
Why
you.
don't we just do that for a 13? Because
All right.
if I know anything from last session, it's gonna roll lower.
All right. We'll make it a +13.
a +4 for a 13.
All right. So we're at a 13.
Yeah.
13.
Okay, we're at a 13. I will highlight that. There it is. And then can I get one of you to roll a d6?
Your voice cut up. My DM.
Sorry.
what?
Can I get one of you to roll a d6?
Can I do it?
I think this is all you, man. You do really good with these.
You're right.
He does.
See?
All
See, but I'm
right.
also scared that you might have just screwed Pallucius over. Oh, I have anxiety. This game
Yeah,
hurts.
the problem is not knowing what any of this does.
Comes back with a frickin' tail. I think it'd be funny.
All right. All right. All right. All right. One second. All right. At first, in an instant, the youthful sharpness of Pallucius's face begins to blur. Not with decay, but with experience. The skin tightens and softens at once. Less the flawless gloss of youth, more the tempered resilience of someone who has lived. A faint shadow appears beneath their eyes, not from exhaustion, but from sleepless nights spent chasing dreams or burying the dead. The lines around their mouth and brow grow ever so slightly more defined, as if etched there by worry and half-spoken truths. Their body shifts too, no longer loose with restless energy, but firmer, more grounded, as if they've come to understand the weight of their own choices. Pallucius, the one you all know, they are still familiar, but no longer the same. That spark of early life seems to burn away in an instant, leaving behind somebody older, steadier, and just a little harder to reach. As the final words of the rite echo through the stone room, a hush falls over everybody. The air grows heavy, not with dread, but with the weight of divine purpose. The dwarven priest hands, calloused from years at the forge and the altar alike, rest gently upon the cold chest of the fallen. A faint, metallic hum begins to resonate in the chamber, like the distant ringing of a smith's hammer on steel, steady and rhythmic. The holy symbol of Torag, etched into an anvil-shaped pendant, glows softly with a golden red light, casting flickering shadows like firelight on cavern walls. Pallucius's body shudders once, as if struck by a smith's hammer. The glow intensifies. Lines of fire trace the veins like molten metal flowing through fresh forged channels. The scent of heated iron and stone fills the air, mingling with the faint aroma of incense and burning coals. Suddenly, the corpse before you draws in a deep, rasping breath, like air rushing through the bellows, and the forge is lit anew. Their eyes flutter open, distant and dazed at first, as if returning from a long and dark tunnel. Their skin, once pallid, takes on a faint flush. Fingers twitch, lips part, and the chest rises and falls with the steady rhythm of life once more. For a moment, the resurrected one hears it. The ringing of the forge, the voice of Torag like a distant echo, as this all goes through your minds as well. There is still work left for thee. The light fades, the heat subsides, and though the body is weary, the soul has returned.
Okay, Cairo is going to take one look at Pippa, and then I think we both know what they're gonna do.
Pippa doesn't spare a glance, and she's moving, and her arms are around Pallucius, and her face is in his neck, holding him.
Cairo follows suit, dang it, and there's not really room to wrap his own arms around Pallucius, so he wraps them around both of them. And they're probably just gonna spend some time weeping over
Pallucius
he who hath returned.
Pallucius calls to you guys in a very raspy voice. Pippa, Cairo, what are you? Where are we?
You're back. Oh, you reckless, stupid idiot, you're back.
What do you mean? What do you? He's sort of at a loss for. You don't know if he's at a loss for words or if he is just drained. Cairo, through your visor, you can catch a glance of the child. He has a very complex look in his eyes. That yellow glow, it's not quite clear to you if it's of wonderment or of envy or of regret. This is a questioning time for sure for him.
Gosh.
The dwarf puts a hand on your shoulder, Pippa, and he says, "I'll give you all some time," and he will walk out of the room.
Okay. You know, honestly, I really want Schmitty to be here to,
Call him.
Yeah.
Go call him.
Well, is he gonna be able? I don't know. I mean,
there's no harm in calling.
yeah, we can try, but if not,
I would love to end session here.
yeah.
I think that
if it
this is a perfect place to end session tonight.
Okay. Yeah, as we're all just alone there, just hugging him.
Oh.
We are going to end stream right here. I don't think I had a single view tonight, but that's okay because this was a very touching session.
DM.
Yeah.
Can you please move your mic closer? You really are cutting out really bad for me.
It might be a connection issue, honestly.
I don't think
but-
it's a connection issue. My mic is literally very far away, and I don't have my typical setup.
I am very limited on space right now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, I should have ended stream. Bye.